Hello, welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia. Today's project is this fun flap card. It opens up like this to a card inside. This card's using the Animal Outing stamp set, which is new in the annual catalogue, and I am absolutely in love with this stamp set. It has a koala in a kangaroo's pouch, which is so cute. So if you're Australian and you don't have this stamp set, what are you doing? This is also from the Animal Expedition suite in the catalogue, which includes ribbon and DSP. Now I just wanted to show you the DSP. I didn't use it on this card. I actually used the Share What You Love DSP because that's all I had when I made this card to start with. But I just received my order and I've got the new DSP for this suite, which is absolutely beautiful. And I believe the Thinlets actually cut out some of these images. So let's pull one of these off. Yeah, that looks like that cuts that out. So I'd say to cut out the rhino and the giraffe as well. And it's also got like a giraffe pattern, the branch and leaf with the, let's see, would that cut out that frog? This way, what am I doing? No, I don't think so. Not unless I'm doing something wrong. But it does have in the stamp set. Let me just pull you the... So it would cut out from... So I haven't even used it yet. There we go. So that this one cuts out the frog. That's a frog down here. Maybe not so on this one. But it looks exactly the same. Let's play a little bit more. Oh, there we go. It does. There we go. Should have played around with it a little bit before I pressed play, I think. Anyway. So there's that one. Giraffe pattern on the back. The smaller version of all the animals. I can see a lot of zoo pages being able to be made. Oh, look at the two little frogs. And just a green background, some birds. And a berry burst background. Hippos. And grey. I'm going to say crocodiles because we don't have alligators here in Australia. So crocodiles and some green. Some great colours and pictures on that. So I'll be doing something with this very soon. Anyway, so I've showed you what's in the catalogue and where you can find it. It's page 26 and page 27. So back to my card. It's a fun flap card. There are lots and lots of pieces to this card. So my biggest recommendation for you is to head over to my blog where all the measurements and supplies are listed, and you can find a link to my blog in the description of this video. There's also a link to my online store where you can purchase all your Stampin' Up supplies, and there's a Hostess code there as well. If you use the Hostess code for June, I will send you a gift. But if you use the Hostess code for June and you spend over $100 in my online store, I will send you a Share What You Love Iris and Pearl. So don't forget to use the Hostess code. And that's for June. Okay, so let's get started. What we might do first, there is lots of little pieces. So the first one I have is a piece of shimmery white, and I've actually already die cut two basic greys in the largest stitched shape framelits. I cannot speak today, I'm so sorry. And I've got the matting from the layering squares, and I'll have that measurement on my blog, okay? And that's in shimmery white. So what we're going to do is we're going to emboss in white the kangaroo and the koala image with my Versamark. So I'm going to bring the embossing buddy in first. Because we are embossing, we want to get rid of any static. We don't want anything to stick to it. So running the embossing buddy over it, inking the kangaroo up in Versamark. And stamping down. So bringing the white embossing powder in. I'm just going to cover that image, flick off any excess on the back. I'm going to set this with the heat tool, so there we go, so that's all done. So the colourings I used to watercolour with were Cajun Craze and Smoky Slate. I went with Cajun Craze because I wanted to do a big red kangaroo. Those in Australia will know what I'm talking about. So bringing the Cajun Craze in. This one's probably a little bit darker than I wanted, but we'll give it another go and see how we go. I might lighten the colour a little bit and then add a little bit in for highlights. So where I live, we have quite a few kangaroos in the evening on the road, so there's a lot of kangaroos get hit. It's very dry around our area, so they're out looking for water and looking for feed. We haven't had really any rain in a long time. Little bits here and there, but not enough to make it green anywhere. So there's really not a lot of feed around. So they come along to the roadside to get some feed in the dusk, and a lot of them get hit. But they are gorgeous animals, as long as they're not on the road. I went completely out of the line there, but that's okay. I'm going to go back in with a bit of darker colour. Because that is way too light for me. So you could go with grey as well. Even almost like a black colour. We get wallabies that are almost black around here as well. Okay, pretty happy with that. I like that it's a little bit lighter. I'm also going to bring in the Smoky Slate, and I'm going to colour in that little koala. Try not to mix those colours together because it is still wet. I'm going to put some green grass on the bottom. We don't have any green grass around here except for my backyard because the septic runs through it, but probably too much information for everyone. Just going to do a little bit of green grass down the bottom. And I'm just going to use really light colour to bring just a little bit of colouring up, so it's not just that stark colour. I've bled that colour there. Should try and let your piece dry in between the colours, so you don't have that running like I've just got that there. If I had more time I would, but I don't. Could probably heat it with the heat tool though, couldn't I? Oh well. There we go. I'm just going to bring a little bit more darkness just underneath him, like that. Okay, I'm really happy with that except for that tail bit. Let's see if I can pick up some of that colour. If I'd done it on watercolour paper, I probably could have picked that up a little bit better, but it's on shimmery white. Okay, so I'm going to put that to a side just to let that dry a little. We'll do the rest of the card. So the card base, let me see if I can get this right, is 4 1/8 by 9 5/8, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So I've already scored it. I'm just going to run the bone folder over, and it's going that way. Now inside the card base I have a piece of basic grey and a piece of whisper white, and I'm going to stamp on that whisper white because that's going on the inside. I'm going to stamp that with the kangaroo, and I'm also going to use my Memento ink. I'm just going to stamp him over on the inside left because he'll be covered by this flap. And I'm also going to stamp, show you the inside. Together we make a great pair. Yeah, stamp that up the top. Just like that. Now I didn't I didn't colour in the kangaroo on this one, but I did colour in the koala and a little bit of green down the bottom, so I'm just going to quickly do that now as well. Now this is the reason I didn't do Cajun Craze. This is just normal Whisper White ink. This is the normal Whisper White card. So when you add water to it, it peels really badly. So you don't want to add too much water or go over it too much because it doesn't look good. Clean that off, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of the green down, just to give it a little bit of colour. There we go. Let that dry as well, because what we're going to do is we're going to grab this flap. Now, the flap I left plain This time I want to change it up a little, and I'm going to emboss. So I'm going to bring in the Big Shot, and I'm using the Petal Burst, I believe it's called, embossing folder. This one here, I'm just going to place that inside, just to give it a little bit of texture to it. Run that through. Well, that looks good, doesn't it? So this piece is 1 1/4 by 4, and it's scored at 3 inches. So then I'm going to attach this to the back of the basic grey. So it's like that. Putting a bit of glue on the smaller end. I'm going to place that out there. And I'm going to glue the back of this and put that inside the card. There we go. And because this is not too wet, I believe, yeah, we're right to stick that down as well. So a little bit of glue down, popping that straight down over the top. Great. So now we can layer the front as well, and I have a piece of basic grey and the Share What You Love DSP. Isn't that such shiny paper? It's got like a pearlized finish on it, but we're using this one. I'm going to lay that down, so I'm going to just chuck some glue on there. So this has multiple layers, but I just thought it was a nice fun card. I'm going to stick that down there in a minute. What I'm going to do is oh no, I didn't put my leaves down first. Let's see if I can pull that up a little. Got a little bit ahead of myself. Yeah. Okay. Rewind. I have a piece of Call Me Clover cardstock, and I'm using the leaf punch. I'm just going to punch out some leaves, and I have 2 for the side here, and for the front I have 4, so I need 6 in total. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold them in the middle just to give them a little bit of dimension. Do that to all 6 of them. I really like this Call Me Clover green. It's a nice bright colour. And last one. Okay, so I'm going to fold it backwards so the dimensions upwards. I'm going to do that to 2. going to grab a glue dot. Try and stick that in the bottom there. That one worked well. So just make sure you do this before you glue that in. Make it easier for yourself. Okay. And I'm also going to just put a glue dot just to keep those leaves down. So sticking one on that middle leaf. Just like there. Placing that down. Excellent. Okay. So that we have the inside done just like that. Now we're going to do the front. So this pit that we've just placed together, we're also going to fold them backwards. And attach that to the card. Okay, so we're going to stick a glue dot in the middle of each leaf again. Okie dokie, so that's that. That one can get placed straight down. So I'll add some glue to the back. And we're nearly done. There we go. So now we have, just dry. Yep. So now we're just going to map this to one of the stitched shape basic grey squares, and I'm actually going to use, now you can use tear and tape because it's been watercoloured, so you really need something that's going to stick it down well. I've still got my fast fuse, so I'm just going to use that. But anything with watercolour, you really need to make sure it's stuck down well, because it will bow and lift a little bit. There we go. So then we're going to place it where we want it. And I'm going to add some liquid glue to this part. Sticking that back down where I wanted it. And then, see this one I didn't put one on the back and I didn't like how it looks, so I'm going to cover it up with another one. I'm just going to stick some fast fuse all the way around. So that one's all hidden. And that just gives it that little bit of more oomph to it as well. It'll stay down, whereas this one sort of sits up a little. He looks more orange, doesn't he? That's okay. I'm happy with it. Hope you've enjoyed this card. I hope you'll give it a go for yourself. If not, try the fun fold, the fun flap. It is a great style card. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear any of your comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I really appreciate your time. Have a great day. Bye.